Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply, Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, HTS Productions, Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, welcome to episode 9, season 4, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. On this episode, we'll have a couple product highlights, farmland location, and we'll follow up on our question and answer segment that we offered on the last show. Before we get started, out here on a kind of a typical farm location, we've got a picked bean field here. We've got Justin. We're basically in the corner of this field here. Of course, this brushy, it's not even a fence row, it's more of just kind of a drainage for when there's a lot of water. So anyways, all this brush and trees growing up in here over the years. So this is an excellent location for coyotes. You know, we get some questions too on how close you would set to the brush. And typically, I mean, you can get fairly close, but I think generally most of us want to get out, 5 yards or so from the edge. So, we're going to probably come here and actually make a set, dirt hole or flat set or whatever. Typically, we're going to put a dirt hole in. It's just got more visual eye appeal to it. While I would set this here too, then I would also, I don't know if you can see it, but I would just go cross through this brushy area right here, and I would set one in that corner as well. It's the same scenario. There's a fence row going up the side here, and then we got a brushy corner right there. So the coyotes, it's the same coyotes that are going to run this, but they may not necessarily run it at the same time. So that way you can pick them up on both sides and have a couple different options going here. A fella sent me a video from Illinois, and it was absolutely awesome. He goes, "I got to send you this video," and he said, I set 6 traps, and it wasn't similar to this, but in the way it kind of was, because it was one of those waterways through a field, so it didn't look big, wide open field, and just one of those waterways to keep the grass waterways to keep erosion under control. And he sends me a video, shows a coyote, and then he pans over just, 20 yards, and he's got 4 more coyotes in traps. So he caught 5 coyotes, 6 traps in that location. And most of us would pick that location out as an excellent spot to set traps, but most of us probably wouldn't set 6 traps there. So my point of all of that is, if you don't set the traps, you can't catch multiples. So, obviously he was on a family group. It was a little bit earlier than this. This is the day before Thanksgiving, but he caught all those coyotes in one shot. So for those of us that only would set 2 traps here and maybe 2 traps over there, that's quite a bit, but then again, it's not the same as setting 6, and we're not exactly on the same travel way. So if you don't set traps, you can't catch critters, and if you don't set enough traps, you can't catch multiples. So that's kind of my point of all that. So anyways, hope you enjoy the show. Got a little special package here for all the guys that like to go out and set some snares on their line. We offer a Dakota line snare package. It's really great for the beginners. If you want to start, not really sure how to go about things, everything's in this package for you, including a little instructional DVD to help you out. Go through that. But it comes with a dozen snares, already treated, low pro relaxing lock, swiveled, everything you would need on the line. By the way, that relaxing lock, some states require it, some don't, but you're covered if they do require that. And it even comes with some wire, so you can go ahead and use your red man tool and punch these in the ground. Basically, it's real simple. This is a 9 gauge. Your tool sits in there, and you can just drive that directly in, and that U shape will give you leverage for it, so it doesn't twist and turn on you.
really basic. Then you got all the playroom you want up here to bend, make whatever you want to fit your snare. And very handy, very easy, and everything you need to get started on your line. We're setting snares. All right, we're here at one of our locations, definitely disturbed here on check day 5. Got an interesting set. I don't think we've shown anything like this. A campfire set. I don't do too many of these just because public through here, but I don't know, I was kind of feeling frisky, so I went ahead and made one. Further on down the line, miles from here, I did another one that's kind of similar, but they say that black visual char is a good. I had a log up here, dirt hole. There's still a little bait in there that he must have uncovered, and I even sifted some of that charred ash over. It was real black and dark looking, so it was that good visual standout. But as you can tell, there's nothing to stick my drag on, so I grabbed a big limb from one of these brush piles and just placed it right here. And I'm pretty, right here you can see these drags where that limb got drug off. See all those scrapes? They kind of follow it down this way. You can kind of see it just goes down here, and I can see the limb that we used, exact limb. What do you know? Wile E. Coyote.
Mr. Coyote.
I'm gonna start nicknaming all our critters. This one's Marshmallow because he thought he could hang out by the campfire and get a s'more. Pretty white belly. This is Marshmallow the coyote. I'm gonna take care of him and remake the exact same set. First critter for check day 5.
Back there hiding.
Yeah.
All right, here's kind of the finished remake set. So it's really not a remake because it was on a drag and got pulled over to the side, so the set was not affected by the catch. Drug the limb back over that the drag's pre-attached to. In this situation right here, we got brush and woods all the way around us, but we've got this wider camp area here, deer camp area. So, it's good to slow that critter, the animal down with some pre-wrapped bigger drag, and so we got a drag attached to that limb. And anyways, here's kind of the set itself. In all the old trapping books over the years, they've talked about campfire sets and variations of that, and these are definitely a curiosity point for animals coming by. And Justin mentioned the black wood, and definitely a standout point. Certainly proven here this morning that they do work with the coyote catch. So, but here is the remake on that set.
Probably one of our best situations for a drag too, because it's wide open.
Right. So when you use these drags, you got to kind of use your judgment and think about, slowing them down initially. Obviously, that limb right there can be drugged by a fairly large animal. So. All right, check day 5. Kind of on a roll with these possums. 2 possums in 5 days, so that's kind of a record breaker for down here. So I just want to talk about this for just a second. Everybody freaks out about catching possums and remaking the set, and should I remake the set or should I not make the set? Whatever, remake it. Same as everything else. If it's doable, if it's not soupy mud, whatever, remake it. Like I've said in the past, every animal that comes by here is going to check out. It's got a catch circle here. Even though it smells like possum, no big deal. The trap smells the same as the surrounding ground around it. So the trap itself smells no different than what's out here around it. So we're going to take care of the possum and then remake the set. Like I said, keep in mind everything here smells like that possum. Trap and the surrounding area. So the trap does not stand out over the ground around the set. So anyways, we'll take care of that and we'll show you the remake. All right, here's the remake. We just caught the possum. We got all this debris. It's all pine needles, basically, the possum pulled in there. So we kind of pushed that back to the side, remade the set, and it's good to go. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. They're going to check it out when they come by here. You know, whether you catch them or not, that's up to the animal, how interested he is in your bait, lure, and urine, and also, you know, just what frame of mind he's in as far as what he's got in his mind and where he's going. So, but anyways, if you're able to remake them, definitely remake the sets that you catch possums in. I can't tell you how many critters we've caught after possums. So there's no reason to pull that trap and make another set. So. All right, we're check day 5. Got a nice gray fox here, kind of coming out of this brushy field right here, funneling through here. So this is kind of a likely spot to set. We're going to. We've actually got about 4 miles right here. That's kind of a backtrack road, and we're actually pulling these sets just to make the line more efficient this morning. So I mean, it's kind of hard to pull a trap that's had success, but on the other hand, we're not wasting, but we're burning about a half hour to 40 minutes on this road because of going in and out. So that way we're not going to have any backtrack at all on the other end, and then on the line, and then we're going to add traps on the west end, so it makes more sense with our efficiency of time. So that's what we're doing just on this little section here. But this is the first set that we've checked on this part that we're going to pull. So anyways, kind of nice to have gray fox. All right, what we've got here, we've got kind of a flat set. You can see where the cover holes are. We're going to sift some dirt over that, but we've got we didn't put a dirt hole in here, and this set is certainly more of a set that's got bobcats and gray fox in mind. This backing is a little high for coyotes. They typically like a lower backing. As I've said before, the coyotes break the rules all the time. You know, it's very likely we'd have a coyote sitting in this set. So we kind of used the rock. We didn't put a dirt hole in. Kind of got a flat set going here. Put the lure up here, some urine. So you got kind of the idea of a rub set for a cat. And then you can sit here and you can do a few things with this. You could put some limbs down like this and kind of make it a walkthrough. You can really get them funneled down. Now the rock has got some overhang to it, so a lot of people would want to push the trap up too close to the rock, but because of the overhang of the rock, we need the trap out to compensate for that right there. So you don't want your backing or your cubby or your in this case this big rock to block the path of travel of the trap. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Of course, you could block it like typically square it off for a cat. But anyways, this has got several scenarios that you can do here. So this is something kind of different, other than the typical dirt hole, but they definitely work. And something like I said, just something different to throw at them. Maybe I'm pretty much the advocate of generally put a dirt hole in, and then after that, if you can't get a hole in the ground or whatever, or you're in an area where the public seems to be recognizing dirt holes, then you want to put a flat set in it or something like that. But anyways, something to try. Definitely works.
All right, we're back here. 2 days ago we had a coyote here in this set. Today we got a gray fox. Path of travel right on the main road. Just remade it, had all that good smell here. Top dog bait still down in the hole. Picked up gray on a check day 5. So.
And the day before the coyote, we caught a gray fox down just right behind us down the trail. So
this is the trail right behind these little pines.
So clearly, next year we'll come back to this same property. We will definitely set this. I mean, it definitely a route of travel. So
hot spot.
Yeah.
All right, here's a set on this old road here. Clearly, here again, path of travel, that repetition of your locations. Traps going. To be honest, I thought I pre-wrapped it up here, and I thought, maybe we got stolen. The trap got stolen again or whatever. So
the animal's not up here. So I did hear something over here in the brush. Let's go see if we can check it out.
Right.
You got a kayak on the back foot. I'm sure you like to travel a long way. This is heavy brush right here. Pretty cool. Awesome. Trap. You know, and here again, we got, like I said, we got heavy brush. And he got a fair ways. So, you know, when you got a trap with the drag, you got to make sure that you definitely look and not assume that something, you know, somebody stole it or whatever. So, but they'll hang up if they're around. But I mean, if it's an animal. But anyway, pretty cool. And he's definitely tied up in some briars here, grapevines and everything else. So, pretty neat. All right, this is the trap that just caught the coyote. Had down there in the brush. He's kind of hard on the trap. He bent the back of the spring pin, which is no big deal, and actually you can cut these a little bit shorter to help avoid that problem, but I'm not that super concerned about that. But he did bend the dog up, which is really, really common. So we want to straighten that out. If you don't have a rock, if you got two sawdusters or something like that, and you can use it as an anvil, that'll get that straightened out to the point where you can use it again. One thing I want to mention about this trap, this was a new trap, and instead of rusting and doing all that, I just ran it through the dishwasher and got the oil off of it, and then I waxed them. The trap's covered up, so the dye's not really that super important. It's kind of just an additional layer of rust protection. So really the waxing was way more important because it seals the smell of the trap in, makes the trap faster, and keeps rust under control. So, you know, when you got new traps, there's no super reason, particularly if you're in the middle of the season, and to go through the rust process. Just get the oil off of them and wax them and go. This thing right here, the trap pan adjuster, I don't know if this trap's going to need it yet or not. It may, because the pan's pretty jacked up actually. These are invaluable, and it's always a good idea to keep one in your pack basket. That way you can just bend this in and out if you've got an issue with the dog being the wrong length. So this is one thing that we always try to keep with us when obviously when you're adjusting traps prior to going trapping, and then when you're out trapping. This isn't an advertisement. This is just something that's a good idea to have around. So we'll set this trap and see how it's holding up here. He actually bent that pan pretty crooked. That's a little harder to repair out here in the field, but it's functioning fine. The trap's firing when it needs to. We don't really need to use the pan leveling tool, so we're just going to go ahead and set. So, like I said, coyotes are hard on traps, and you can have good heavy-duty traps, and you're still going to have some issues. But I think this trap's going to function properly, and even though the pan is cockeyed here, and the pan is a little bit looser than what it needs to be, that's for sure. So, let's see if we can get that tightened up a little bit.
We got a flat set you made, Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was just right here. Very inconspicuous. We were right by the road, and since we had some issues with some traps being stolen, I made this flat set, and we'll do the remake and we'll show it, and caught the gray. So very, very cool. Get him taken care of, and we'll show you the set. See this catch pole in my hand? It's a good sign when you're out of here. All right, 5 days in, I finally caught a cat. So, unusual cat. They're kind of grumpy. Caught in the standard dirt hole. Top dog, black gold, finicky feline, bobcat urine. And this trap was just set yesterday. This is one of our new traps. So Very important.
Right here's the set.
Very important. If you got time, you just keep putting in new sets every day. I mean, you just got to keep working the rotation. So we're running a little bit late today, but as soon as we get done scanning, we're setting more traps, and I think it's just really important. So, but anyways, awesome. Finally, like I said, 5 days in, first cat on this trip. So, but so far we've had a good day though. 3 grays, 2 coyotes, and a cat. We've got several more traps to check. Not a lot, but I've got several more. So, see what happens. All right, end of the day, check day 5. Actually, it's not end of the day. Check day 5, end of the line. Getting ready to scan. Just got done eating lunch. We're it's getting kind of late. I mean, it's probably, I don't know what time it is. 3 o'clock.
Yeah, about 3.
It's fairly late. So, had a pretty good day, as you saw. The chronological order of the day went along. So.
That cat. Sort of kind of a relief. I'm like, where are these cats at?
Yeah.
We knew there's local trappers trapping too, so you just never know.
Yeah, there's definitely trapping pressure going on around here. So Justin started out the morning with marshmallow right here, and, and then everything else kind of fell into place. So we had one pretty good dry run there where we didn't catch anything for probably, I don't know, 30 sets. So,
right.
You know.
Hopefully they move tonight then.
Yep, in that area. So. But like we've mentioned in the past, you set enough areas that are in different groups of animals, you know, then you know, if one area is not so good, sometimes another area will be better. So definitely ran into that today, and certainly have ran into it in the past a number of times. But yeah, this turned out to be a good day. We're going to skin this stuff up, which is our usual plan, and then we'll, if we got time, we're going to set some more traps on the way out. We've got, I think, about 16 miles before we hit the main road. 16 miles of gravel before we hit the main road, and which we can set. So if we've got time, we'll definitely set more. We'd like to set more because we did pull those 7 sets this morning on that one little backtrack line, and it would be nice to get those replaced at least. But
yeah.
So otherwise,
let the skinning begin.
Yep. All right, for this product highlight, it's a new product that we've actually come out with. It's in the catalog, and you've actually seen us use it over the years on our lines. It's a trailing scent for predators. It's called Predator Gravy. You know, don't get it confused with the gravy that you're going to use on Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, and in this case, yesterday, for when you're watching this. But anyways, it's Predator Gravy. It's used as a trailing scent, and the idea of this is to break the attention of the predator as he's traveling down the trail and lead him to your set. When you trap in the snow, you will notice that there's a lot of predators that just walk on by, and they don't even hesitate that to stop and look at your set. So I always say snow's the great humbler. It makes you realize what's coming by, and not even not getting caught, not paying attention, not even stopping to check your set out. So this idea is to break the concentration of that animal and lead them to your set. You can use it just straight up at the set as well, basically as an enhanced urine. So anyways, you'll see us, we've used this stuff in the past, and then of course you'll see us use it on our line, trap lines upcoming latter part of the this season. So anyways, you might give it a try. It's something that definitely will help as things become a little more difficult as the season progresses. So anyways, Predator Gravy, lead them right to your set. As we said on the last show, send us your questions, and we will get to all most of those, or the ones that seem to be the most consistently asked over time. One question that came through, and this one we get asked a lot, is how do I keep my lure and bait and urine from season to season if I don't use it all, and will it keep, and does it need to be frozen, or does it need to be in the refrigerator, and all that? So, all trapping lure and bait are aged and preserved,
and even the ones that are fresh or relatively fresh are still preserved. So the point of that is so that it's got a shelf life, it keeps, and it's also been aged to get the smell that is the most effective for the animal. So the answer to that question is you don't have to put it in the freezer, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator. Just keep it in a shed or in your garage or in your barn. Keep it out of the sun. Sun definitely affects or deteriorates lure or bait sitting in the jar. But the heat of the summer is not an issue. Just keep it out of the sun, and and it'll be just fine. The urine, same with that. It doesn't need to be refrigerated or frozen. If it makes you feel better, you can do that. Some urines have antifreeze in them, so they're not going to freeze anyways. But typically, urine keeps very well. Here again, keep it out of the sun. Some are concerned that it picks up a strong ammonia smell to it. And, all urine, if it sets for just a few days, will pick up an ammonia smell. And typically it will get darker with some age, but and then it will have some sediment in the bottom. The sediment is just naturally salts and that kind of thing that's in the urine that comes out. So the ammonia smell, if that bothers you, you can open the cap up, and that will normally just air that ammonia smell out of the urine. Also, when it's placed on the ground, that ammonia smell, which is, by the way, completely normal and completely natural with urine, will dissipate as well. So don't lose any sleep over that. That it's a normal course of just keeping coyote, fox, bobcat urine or whatever. It's always going to have that strong burn your nose smell. So that's a good question. It's a question that we're asked a lot, and hopefully that'll help you out. Another thing too is most labels with lure and bait or whatever deteriorate in wet weather or whatever, and then you're kind of guessing as to what you have. So another fella sent us a suggestion, and he said, hey, just take some packing tape, some clear packing tape, wrap it around the bottle of the lure or bait, and that will seal it up well enough, and you won't be able to or you'll be able to maintain that label and be able to read it the next year. And that here again, that goes to keeping your lure and bait to the following season, and being able to read the label and not trying to guess what the product actually is. So keep sending us the questions, and we'll try to keep answering them, and we'll try to answer the ones that are asked the most commonly.
All right, our new catalog, our 2015-2016 catalog is available. It's got everything you need in it for trapping, fur handling. It's got our line of deer hunting scent in there. So if you'd like one, just give us a call. We'll be glad to take your information over the phone. You can certainly contact us through our website and request a catalog through there by way of email, and we'll be glad to send you one. You can actually print your own catalog through our website as well if you want to do something like that. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and that'll keep you kind of up to date as to what's going on.
Join us on December 11th for an all-new episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors.